Fearless Pioneer.
Yo, what is going on, guys? EJ here, bringing another Lord of the Rings Rise of War video, and as promised, today I'm doing the other side, a different perspective, and we are showing GIL-GALAD. We're going to be talking about how he is so-called overpowered, which he is in certain ways, but we're also going to be helping out Evil Side as well, because we're going to be showing a lot of counters and proof on how GIL-GALAD can be beaten by Evil, not only with Pursuit, but without Pursuit as well. We're going to show the differences what Pursuit can make, where it can show from a GIL-GALAD completely destroying a Witch King to the Witch King completely destroying GIL-GALAD, and so on. There's a lot of breakdowns and a lot of information in this video, so I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, it's going to be favorable for both sides. So yeah, let's get into it, shall we? So first off, my guild is going to be featuring a lot in the video, as well as one of my fellowship members later on, which will be needed. You will see at the end there's a crazy battle versus Sunind with Pursuit. But my guild, he's going to be a bit lower levels because some of these battles are from a little while ago. I've currently been mocking him the last few days and got him to the max level. All the gear will remain the same, so I just wanted to show you the gear that he will be using. Keep in mind he is Respect 13, that is a very solid GIL-GALAD. I'm using the Mirkwood Bow with Elf Strength for an extra 9% extra damage there. Then I'm using the High Elf Hauberk, which is a go-to with most people on Gil, which I do have resistance. I don't have any refinement on it, but it's doing quite well. Still with 5% reduction with poison damage will help against those Morgul archers on Sunind. I'm using the Trapper's Hood with Madness, which is very needed. Madness is very useful. And then we're using the Harp of Lothlorien with Elves Strength. So yeah, let's get into the battle, shall we? Rightio, guys. So as you can see from this first report that I've got here, showing you a good counter for GIL-GALAD, not using Pursuit. As you can see right here, we have this Mouth of Sauron. As you can see, he does not have Pursuit. He's got gear to fight against the walls, which is very smart. He does have Tranquility, which is a very good helm right there. He's using correct gear and stuff like that, pretty good. And as for the skilling of that and respect levels, everything's looking quite nicely there. His troop combination is very nice as well. It's good to see Mordor starting to use a bit of their tier 4 as well. But if we have a look at the breakdown as well, I was using tier 4 as well. We were both the exact same level, so this is a very even playing field when it comes to this battle. So it's very fair fight. And as you can see, Mouth of Sauron, now his abilities allow him to reduce the amount of my allied units' damage done to him in the rounds, which is going to help Mouth of Sauron a lot. And yeah, let's just have a look at the breakdown, shall we? So, as you can see, it was a decent fight. GIL-GALAD did lose. So, as you can see, Evil can get the advantage over GIL-GALAD, even with the abilities of him being very strong and having the evade and everything like that. As you can see, I did 164,000 damage to his 206,000. Now, I usually don't do this. I actually forgot about this feature, but you can break down and see what every single troop and what kind of damage and everything that I was doing. So you can see that my Sentinels did the most damage, and then it was even between the Bow Knights and the Noldor Longshots. And then you can see, obviously, how much each troop took damage. As you can see from the enemy side, you can see that the Reapers, of course, are doing the most amount of damage there. It makes sense. They are very strong. And the Trolls didn't do a lot of damage, but they did tank a lot of the damage received. So yeah, there's one example of how you can counter GIL-GALAD from the Evil Side in roleplay servers so far. So let's go check out another one, shall we? Now we have another battle here. My GIL-GALAD was attacked. I didn't have 3 units this time because I actually didn't have enough units at the time. This was a bit of a longer battle. As you can see, I had to go down further in my results. But as you can see, it was pretty much even. He had just 1 level on me. Now, Mark's KHALDOON is amazing. He's another fellow YouTuber. It's super strong. So this can show you that KHALDOON can beat him, but his KHALDOON is super strong, so take that into consideration. But even just a nicely built KHALDOON with the amount of gear that he's using with the anti-cav. Now, I could have not run Bow Knights here, but like I literally just had my GIL-GALAD stacked, I believe, on a keep it was, while I was asleep. And this is the results. But it does show you the fact that KHALDOON can absolutely destroy GIL-GALAD without any ability needed with Pursuit. There is no Pursuit on his gear. And I was talking to him in World Chat about this the other day, and he completely agreed with me with saying that either side does have options in being able to beat Gil without Pursuit. Now, if we just have a quick look at the breakdowns again, you can see the amount of damage I got obviously destroyed. I did 146,000 damage, so even though I got beat there, I'm still able to do some damage. From the breakdown, you can see obviously who took the amount of damage. Of course, it is going to be the Bow Knights because they are mounted and he had anti-mounted there. Now, if I was able to counter it, I could have had an extra army in there and some heralds. But either way, as you can see from the amount of damage dealt, it was pretty even between the trolls, which do a lot of damage, and then the halberdiers did a lot of damage. And then their damage received was heavily on the trolls because they're tanks, and then these guys, not too bad. Next, guys, you can see GRIMA. He was one level lower than me, so I obviously had the little bit of an advantage here. I was also a little bit weakened as well, only by like 1 or 2 commands. But you can see that GRIMA has an excellent result against GIL-GALAD once again here. No pursuit items were needed once again, as you can see. And this guy has definitely played non-roleplay before because he has a lot of gear for the good side on his GRIMA. Now, if we go into the breakdown, you can see it was very even, like an even battle. But as you can see, he did do a little bit of healing. So overall, I technically did lose that battle. Even though he didn't like destroy me in that, it shows you a viable source in GRIMA on being able to at least draw and counter Gil without being absolutely destroyed. Also, we have Sunids. Even if they don't have Pursuit, they're going to do very well against GIL-GALAD. So basically, and just as well, GIL-GALAD's avoid is only 70%. There is a 30% chance that it ain't going to work as well. But we're going to move on to the ability of Pursuit. As you can see, my GIL-GALAD got into a battle here, which bumped into the Sunind, which I would have had big trouble with no matter what anyway. But they also did have Pursuit on there, which means I got absolutely destroyed. Here we have, guys, a prime example. Now, everyone was always saying, like, GIL-GALAD can absolutely destroy the Witch King, which is completely true. He can absolutely destroy the Witch King. But all he needs, if you can just get your access, if you're only roleplay and you're only evil, but if you can get one of these plant tiers with tactical mark, you're going to be doing, for the first 3 rounds, you're going to be gaining Pursuit. And basically, it changes the absolute battle irreparably, and you get absolutely destroy GIL-GALAD there, as you can see. Even though this Witch King was 2 levels weaker than I was, and I was full strength, he wasn't full strength by a tiny bit. But as you can see, just the add of 1 pursuit item can make all the difference. And if you played non-roleplay servers before as well, you have a lot more options to gain pursuit on many items, whether it could be like the firecrackers that we've seen on Sunind just before. Lastly, guys, we're going to look at GIL-GALAD when he actually wins, and he is very strong. As you can see from this battle here, obviously this Witch King was already damaged and was lower level, but did not have pursuit. So we can take that in consideration that I was a lot stronger. So I easily won that battle there. But as you can see, even if this Witch King had pursuit, he would have done irreparable amounts of damage to me, even with the level cap. But as you can see, I can destroy as well with GIL-GALAD. Here is another example of him versing a stronger Witch King, which was properly built with full strength in that. And as you can see, I did a hell of a lot better here. But as you can see, he didn't have the pursuit. So yes, GIL-GALAD can win battles, but if you can just gain pursuit, or you use particular other commanders without pursuit, which I have shown you already, you can beat him. He is not an absolute god. The last big question, guys, can GIL-GALAD beat Sunind? The answer is yes. One, you're going to need a little bit of lucky RNG, and two, you're going to need a god of all god GIL-GALADs here. And this Sunind did have pursuit as well. As you can see, took a lot of damage as well. Now, as you can see as well, this is one of my fellowship members here, absolute legend. As you can see, Cletion here, he has a level 50 GIL-GALAD with 1300 tier 4 on there. He is also not using any of the mounted bow knights, so he's using heralds and he's using the sentinels. Has a perfect troop combination. But as we can see, if we go, let's go into the breakdowns. So as you can see, he took 236,000 to 286,000, but with the healing about 250. So he's only won by about 20,000 damage there, but he's had to take a lot of damage as well. And remember, he had a lot more tier 4 units where Sunind had absolute none. And Sunind also was running pursuit, which is going to help her out an absolute ton as well. But this is the realistic thing. If GIL-GALAD needs to be super OP to beat such huge commanders like Sunind, he needs to be an absolute god build like we have right here, which we have GIL-GALAD's R10 ability weapon here at a refined level 1. We have the Elven Cloak, which also has burn, poison, and damage reduction, which is going to reduce the amount of poison damage done by the Morgul archers. Then we have Discord, which gives us the ability of Madness. Now, Madness is going to help an absolute ton. And then we have the Silver Harp as well. And as you can see with the respect level in that, it is absolutely insane. If I remember right, I think he's like close to respect 20 at least. Like, I'm respect 13, and I know he's definitely a bit higher than I am. I think I remember he said it was like around respect 20 last time. So yeah, absolutely nuts. Perfect build there. Crazy strong. But this shows you what it takes just to beat a Sunind with pursuit as well. In the final battle, we can see the breakdowns as well of everything with where the damage was done. You can see the enemies in that. You can see the Morgul archers are doing the insane amount of damage there, 194,000 compared to the other two counterparts. But the big thing is let's just go have a look at the RNG and see if there was any madness that was helped in this battle as well. And we'll have a look at the abilities and stuff like that and see if people missed and stuff like that. So Dragoons are attacking. So let's just scroll down. Sentinels attack. Alright, so the Morgul archers did hit. White Council did help a lot and stuff like that. They hit for 20,000 damage. Let's see here. So we've got the 20,000 tactical. We've got, they launched Cunning there, which so they did do the poison damage. They did get the follow-up, so they did do another 20,000 damage there. So they're still hitting in round 1, which is very interesting. Apparently he avoids everything, but of course the pursuit helps that without an absolute doubt in the world there. So yeah, as you can see, no avoidance is going to help when you've got that pursuit on. So yeah, absolutely crazy. I don't really see anything happening here as well with any of his commanders getting beset with madness as well. They seem to all be hitting their attacks as well, which is very interesting. So we the GIL-GALAD as well didn't really get the best RNG with the madness as well. It's just madness is just so RNG related. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the video there, guys. So in saying that, is GIL-GALAD overpowered? I wouldn't say he's absolutely overpowered. He is definitely an amazing top tier commander for the good side, but he has his abilities because we need his abilities because you guys have a lot of counters which can actually beat him as well, as you've seen. If you can just obtain that pursuit, he is easily beatable. Also, you can see, just with a couple of other evil commanders without pursuit, he is definitely being able to be beaten or to be drawn with. So he is not the absolute monster that you think he is, but he is an amazingly good commander without an absolute doubt. So I'm going to wrap up today's video there. And until next time, peace out, EJ's out. And I'll catch you guys later. See yous. Thousands of the EJU.